who he needs. He's trying to push Adam to realize that he has a soulmate, and that his soulmate, who is made in the image of Adam, God, because God is made. I mean, the opposite. Who image of Adam? Of God, Adam. That's the soulmate should be God. Technically, I'm made in your image. We fit. But Adam didn't see. No, the donkey. No, this. No, I don't see my image. It was God, your image. So God said, you can recognize that. So now I have to take the part of you that can recognize me. It's called female. That part of you that can recognize me is female. The part of you that receive. Because if you see yourself only as a giver, you're never going to learn that you have to receive. The part of you that learns how to receive is the woman. Now, I'm going to take the part of you that needs to teach you how to receive. You face it. That's your wife. This is going to teach you how to become a receiver. Then now you can learn to be a wife for God.
Does that mean that until a man unites with his
Spouse,
counterpart, that he's not going to be able to fully recognize God in his life in the way that
right?
you just said?
Right? He will never understand what the real giving and the real receiving is. A man has to learn from his wife. How does my wife receive? What does she need? How does she work when which way I have to give so that she receives? When I understand how my wife reacts to my receiving, then I can picture myself receiving from God and learning to be a perfect receiver, just like my wife.
And that's the idea right behind like Shefa that doesn't forthcome until he's married.
Right.
In the same way.
Yeah, it's directly connected to that. Yes.
We talked
because
about the male's role. What about the female in this, right? Like, how is she? Does she have that ability?
You're natural. Women are natural. They naturally know how to receive and to give back. Most, I mean.
So if that's the case, then woman could become wife to the God.
Right. It's deep stuff. That's the root of how everything works in creation. It's the source.
So in the case of Moshe Rabbeinu, for example, he had to separate from his wife. Is that because he already had that big connection with God? He didn't need...
Right. In a way, he was almost like Adam. I mean, he had Adam's soul. So he was like on the level where he was so close to God, he technically didn't need a physical reminder of how to become a wife of God. He was already the wife of God.
Also,
so to speak.
When Moshe Rabbeinu, after the sin of the golden calf, he goes up the mountain without God telling him anything. He decides to go up on his own. So he took responsibility for it. So would you say that that would also have been a fixing for the sin of Adam?
I would think so. He took upon himself the whole Jewish... I mean, he represented the whole Jewish people at that point. So him going up the mountain is coming back to God like Adam Arishon, try to fix Adam Arishon's sin. I mean, everything what he was doing was try to fix Adam Arishon's sin. I don't know, you have to elaborate a little bit more.
Until Ego is up, didn't they fix it?
Yeah, they had fixed it, yeah.
So, can it be said that from that point, all the rest of history is trying to make up for Ego Azav?
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they say.
Yeah,
according to some opinion, we're still...
They fixed it.
Right. Right. According to some opinion, we are the ones who still needs...
I thought Mishkan fixed the Eger Zahav.
No, it was a kapara, meaning it was there to be able to fix it and now to go back to the level of Adam Arishon.
So after the building the Mishkan, we should have been back to the level of
No. It's the tool. It's a tool necessary to fix it. It was what enabled us to... We still had a mission.
Hold on. What fixed as Hadas sin? Till what did fix that? I mean...
Wait.
Go back.
What's kapara? Kapara is like a mechaper. It cleans you from the thing. It's not fixing yet.
Right, it's not tikkun.
It's not tikkun. Meaning we were supposed to die, then I'll give you a kapara. This is going to prevent you from dying. Then with the Beis Hamikdash, we have a tool that will teach you how to go back to the level of Adam Arishon before the sin. That's why the Mishkan was like a little Gan Eden. You go there and you experience Gan Eden. 10 miracles on the time. Kohen Gadol, who is not like a man, so considered like an angel. That's why he can enter the Kodesh Kodashim. No man can enter the Kodesh Kodashim. How can he enter the Kodesh Kodashim? Because he's not like a man. He's like an angel, right? So you go to the Beit Hamikdash or to the Mishkan, and what do you see? you see a little Gan Eden. And so you say, oh, this is how it works in Gan Eden. Okay, let's try to do it in our own home, in my own self. And that's the fixing.
But we did that for 400 years.
And for 3,000 years. We're still here today.
We had the Bet Hamel for 400 years. So, but it didn't fix as Egel Zahav. So, how long does it take to say then sin to get fixed?
6,000 years. Well, it depends on us.
When Mashiach
No,
comes.
it wasn't the tikkun for it. He just says a kapar for it.
What's
Wasn't the
kapara?
tikkun.
We're supposed to use that as a tikkun. As an example on how to fix everything.
But with Matan Torah, we had the tikkun of Eitzadah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we had the tikkun. We were immortal.
So it's like, it's done. Like, we're...
And that's why the women, listen, that's why the women,
Yeah, we know.
they didn't participate in the Edegel Zahav. That's why they don't have the time-bounded mitzvot.
Because they only did one sin.
Because they fixed part of they kind of fix part of what they have to do. Therefore, they have less to do than men in terms of mitzvot.
So why did the
That's why they call
woman
Rosh Chodesh, you know.
the curses?
What?
So why the woman Esedekaya the curses? About being period, this, that. The birth
Why
of
she
the-
still has some curses?
Yes.
I know
End
she
of
has.
the birth. If it's been fixed.
Good question. No, not completely, but part of
I
it. She
still-
didn't have to.
It's
a good question why she has some
more
other curses.
still stands.
Good question.
It's a good question.
What wasn't fixed about the birthing process? I mean, nowadays it's easier to give birth than it was back then.
Yeah, no, but she's saying since Matan Torah, if already they had part of fixing. And obviously, not everything was fixed. There was
Why
still.
would- why was the extra-
everything that the God said to the woman is still happening to
But
the
there's a-
woman,
a-
okay?
a part of
So
it.
not even fixed. According
Not-
to the
not-
So we
curses.
didn't
But it was
completely
never
fix it.
in-
What?
No.
No, not completely.
Right.
Not
But it was
completely.
never implied that if they fixed that sin, that would go away.
Why? A punishment,
No,
a
yeah.
punishment exists.
First of all, the reason it says the Arizal says
For
that
suffering.
at the end of time, the man I read Rabbi Yaakov, what's the
Kamenetsky?
Hillel, Rabbi Yaakov Hillel from Israel, not far. Rabbi Yaakov Hillel says today the man is no more dominant. It's the woman. The curse is being switched, meaning there's no more curse. Basically, the woman now is as dominant as the woman in the houses, if not more dominant. Right, ladies? Right, especially the Sephardi women. and also like the giving birth. Also, it's much easier. They don't die anymore. Baruch Hashem, during giving birth, and so a lot of things like that have been changed because we're at the end of time, and they've fixed some of the stuff. If you want, we can continue, but I know it's late. Up to you. We can finish next time. Otherwise, it's 2 more pages. It's up to you. I don't mind finishing. I love that stuff,
How
but
many the more pages last? Go to question.
it depends how many questions you ask. Interrupt me.
We're in hand.
So about
You're
3
the one.
hours.
What?
So about 3 hours.
It's up to you guys.
How many pages have we done so far?
Right.
We have
Like
done.
half of one?
No, we did 2 pages.
So you're right. Another two.
So
We have a bit too.
it's up to you guys. We can try to go a bit faster, but let's try not to. You want to continue
Continue.
and finish
No
it?
question in 20,
But don't ask too many
10
questions.
minutes.
Summarize it.
No question in 10 minutes.
No,
You missed the Cliff Notes
summarize
version? Just read it out of the phone?
I no. No, I can't do that. Okay, you want to continue a little bit? I'll try to go quick. Okay,
Is because
I try to just read the main thing. So Cain also damaged reality. Also, Abel gazed and damaged. It says that he gazed and damaged. According to the sages, when Abel offered his sacrifice to God, he gazed on the divine presence and therefore incurred the death penalty. Which is, by the way, it's the same idea when you have a rainbow. You're not supposed to gaze at the rainbow. You can look, but you can't gaze. Which is why it was divine providence that Cain killed him. Gazing on the divine presence means experiencing divine consciousness for selfish intentions. The individual considers himself an independent agent who may rightfully pursue his own satisfaction, having chosen to sunder himself to God.
Surrender. No?
Surrender, right? No, here it's a
Surrender.
sunder, but it's a mistake, no? Surrender himself from God, sunder, right? To disconnect himself from God, the source of life. He forfeits life, even if the object of dissatisfaction is none other than the divine glory. Okay, this is the mystical meaning of the phrase, and God paid heed to Hevel and his offering. We would have expected this phrase to read, and God paid heed to Hevel's offering. The Hevel, right. The meaning of God turning to Hevel here is that he allowed him to gaze on the divine presence. Hevel should have dimmered. Dimmered?
What do you spell it?
Like dimmered?
Yeah, demurred. Yeah. What was the other word?
Demure.
Surrender. No.
Sunder.
Oh, sunder. Yeah, I knew it was right.
Okay.
Sunder.
Hevel should have demurred, aware that doing this would cause him to experience godliness as one separate from it. Indeed, when Moshe realized that the burning bush was a revelation of God, he hid his face, for he was afraid of gazing at God.
Wow.
Okay, so you're not supposed to gaze. But to Cain and to his offering, God paid no heed. God did not accept Cain's offering, sacrifice, and did not allow him to gaze on his presence. Just as in the preceding verse, the unexpected phraseology to Hevel and to his offering implies that God allowed Hevel to gaze. In this verse, the unexpected to Cain and to his offering indicates God's response to Cain's desire to behold his presence. So, but in accepting Hevel's offering, God allowed him to gaze. By succumbing to the temptation to do so, Hevel incurred the death penalty and was killed. So, in a way, Hevel deserved to be killed by Cain because he gazed upon the divine presence. So he had a divine. Hevel would not have been allowed to be killed if God didn't allow that to happen. So this what did allowed Cain to kill Hevel. Now, in Moshe's generation, when Cain came to be rectified, all the generation were aspects of the soul of Hevel. The only ones related to the soul of Cain were Nadav and Abihu. Okay, the soul of Cain looked for a kindred soul to latch onto. That's all this concept in horror movies, that there's a soul looking for a body to be able to be rectified.
Wait.
Like the movie Possession.
Yeah, so then didn't they, like, in zealousness, like, try and offer sacrifices?
Right, exactly. But since the leader of the generations was Moshe, who was a reincarnation of Hevel, all his followers, the entire Jewish people, were Hevel souls. The only exception were the two elder sons of Aaron, Nadav and Abihu. So here it says all the Jewish people were from the soul of Hevel.
What about
Except
Korah?
Korah was from Cain too. This is also the meaning of the verse: the priests who approach God must stay pure. We'll skip that. Who exactly are these priests? Since Aaron ascended the mountain part way, we must say that they were Nadav and Abihu. They are referred to it in the verse, and Moshe sent the youth of the Israelites to offer burnt offering and bulls as sacrifices to God. We're skipping a little bit that because it's less connected to what we learned before. For they were both firstborn. Their soul were of the same aspect of spirituality. After them, Eleazar and Itamar, the other sons of Aaron, were of another aspect.
Nadav and Abihu were both
Twins? They
firstborn?
were twins?
Yeah, apparently.
Cool.
Maybe they're twins, probably.
Still,
Firstborn
What-
twins. Yeah, I
still
don't know.
one twin is always buff.
It's a.
Just go.
Does even though Abihu was born
Knowledge
after,
has no bedtime.
even Abihu who was born after Nadav, they may both be considered Aaron's firstborn. Thus they were priests. I don't know what that means. Maybe both heads came in the same time. I don't know. Of this, it is written, the firstborn, Nadav and Abihu. This was one aspect of soul, Eleazar and Itamar. Okay, I don't want to spend time on that, so we'll just continue. Of this, it is written, the building of youths is destruction, for Nadav and Abihu did not succeed at what they tried to do. They wanted to rotate the Partsufim to face each other at the level of Netzar and Hod, for this was the spiritual position of Nadav and Abihu, but instead they caused destruction. So here it speaks on the Kabbalistic level, Kabbalistic language, of what was the sin of Nadav and Abihu, what they're trying to do.
They tried to face him.
Yeah, but that's for another discussion. We don't want to go into that now. Had they merited, they could have effected this with their incense. This is similar to what we find in relation to Moshe and Solomon. of Moshe it is written, and there never rose again a prophet in Israel like Moshe. But of Shlomo HaMelech it is written, and he was wiser